Right, here we go. The return of Liam Tully's back in the game tonight after a brief absence last night. Liam, we've got Moses against Balogun in the heavyweight division here. As we're saying, very early for Frank Warren to be having the fight before the co-main as 8 o'clock. But look, happy enough with it. At least the Josh Taylor fight shouldn't be too late, touch wood.
Yeah, either we're going to have the biggest fill of all time before the co-main is made, or
don't even start.
We're gonna keep flowing. Look, as Addy and Carl have just said, this is, and it's not just Brit bias. This is one of the most exciting people in boxing at the moment to watch.
Oh, he is. Yeah.
Excuse me, in Moses Itauma, and as I said during the week, you don't want to put him in probably with Parker, Kabayel, Usyk and Dubois right now, but anyone else you'd want to see Moses in. And he's only 20 years old. He's still 4 or 5 years away from fully developing as a man as well. And that speaks volumes. Look, every time you see Moses Itauma, it is exciting. They just talked about, does he probably want to get rounds tonight? But Balogun probably isn't the opponent to take him.
No, you don't want to be.
Being honest.
You don't want to be.
It's Bacoli. They've got Bacoli there ringside. They're talking about that for the summer. Bacoli's more likely to take Moses rounds than Balogun is tonight, isn't he?
Yeah, 100%. Yes, Miles. Hope you're well, my friend. Thanks for locking in and joining us. If Bacoli's ringside, mate, I find that interesting.
Yeah, he is, mate. Balogun is dry as anything, eyes wide, looks like he's absolutely cacking himself.
Yeah, I would be too. Yes, Hand History Vault. Hope you're well, my friend.
Mate. Yeah, he is absolutely. There is not a bead of sweat on this man. He looks. Yeah, this could be.
Deer in the headlights comes to mind.
Yeah, well, look, we used to speak about Mike Tyson having, I think, half of his opponents beaten before he got into the ring when he was in his pomp. Moses is starting to look like he can do that. I mean, look at Dempsey McKean last time out. I mean, we could be wrong with Balogun here, but how he's looking, he doesn't look like he's up for much, if that makes sense. It's that, as a 20-year-old to have that aura about you, it says something.
Oh, for sure. Well, I don't know if you saw it. I think it was a couple of years ago now, but Gassiev iced him, didn't he? And
yes,
I think it was his sole career defeat.
And as Moses, I'm not sure if you saw it, Moses just said in his interview, he asked the interviewer, what round did Gassiev stop him in? He said, round 2. He said, well, my job's to do it quicker than. So there you go. He's already
that's his mentality, isn't it?
Mate, I love it. I do love the mentality. Like, he's a 20-year-old kid, and he is still a kid, and he's going and having that attitude in boxing. I mean, we've spoken before about, is Moses big enough to be a heavyweight? But his weight's going up nicely. He's 252 for this fight. I think they're sort of still fiddling around to what they want his exact weight to be. And again, he's 5 or 6 years away from probably consistently being at a weight. Because of his age, it's going to keep fluctuating for the time being, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure. I think we can squash that. If he's 252 now, he's definitely a heavyweight.
Yeah, I agree, mate. It's, 252. It's similar to Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua's weight changed every fight until he got to Klitschko end of his time in his career, and then he was quite solid until he decided to come in massively heavy against Ruiz or Povetkin or something. So I think, there's nothing wrong with constantly changing around the weight, because he's got to know what he's comfortable fighting at and what works best for him. And that's the beauty of being a heavyweight. As long as you hit a minimum limit, you've got so much room to play with.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. He's only 20 as well. Like you say, he's going to be growing and growing and growing. Yeah, he is definitely Hand History. But let's see what he does here. We're not expecting Balogun to cause too many issues, but look, it's heavyweight boxing. You just never know. He can bang, Mike Balogun.
And Moses has said it himself. He said, look, he can bang. The danger is this guy can bang. And, of course, you expect nothing less from a Ben Davidson trained fighter to be aware of what the opponent's strengths are, but he seems to not care about that. Dempsey McKean was meant to be a fast starter, and look how quickly Moses had him on the floor inside 90 seconds. So,
well, look, the AJ and many other, British heavyweights who've gone on long undefeated runs before. AJ's kryptonite was the Andy Ruiz, the first fight. Until they really get cracked, you kind of have that air of arrogance about you, don't you? Because, no one has really hit Moses yet. Not that we've seen anyway. He hasn't really been cracked.
No, he's not being properly cracked on the chin. And it does come back to what we said on No Punches Pulled. Until he's properly chin tested, you're going to rein in the enthusiasm. But is he going to get chin tested if he's able to do what he's done? I mean, Balogun's just landed a couple of jabs there, which Moses is only half caught.
Yeah. The speed, though, the speed is just...
Mate, he's out so quickly. I mean, Balogun is tripling up on the jab, and he's lucky if one's landing. Moses is moving that quick.
Yeah, Moses' speed is a problem.
So, like this, and this is why, you know, the conversation about him getting heavy, this is why you don't want him to get too heavy, because that's when he starts to lose the speed that we're talking about seeing here.
Yeah, only got to catch the highlights in the end. Hand history started way earlier than I thought it would, but seemed to be the right decision in the end. Close, good fight. Kameda done well, but I think Leo deserved it. Thought the cards were okay as well.
Yeah, I'll back that up. Leo, look, for a first defense, he got it out of the way. He avoided that, you know, horrible fate of winning a world title and losing it in your first fight. So he should be happy. And Balogun is down a cuffing left hook.
Oh, what a shot.
Behind the ear, that will have scrambled the American. Does he want it?
He badly hurt before that too.
He was, but that left hand's gone behind the ear as well, which won't help with balance and equilibrium. Moses looking for another first round finish.
Do you know what though? It's not about, he's got no respect for what's coming back at all, Moses. And he's going to be in fun fights when he gets to a certain level, because he will get cracked at some point. I'm sure of it. We'll find out about his chin.
Look, Bukoli could be that fun fight, because Bukoli will fight fire with fire and meet him in the middle of the ring, won't he?
Yeah.
So it could be Bukoli, but to be honest,
sorry, mate, I honestly think Moses Itauma smashes Martin Bukoli to bits. I honestly do.
I sadly think that goes 5 or 6 rounds. It's all about can Bukoli make it awkward enough? Can he come in at around 280 and, you know, just lean on Itauma and make it awkward? Balogun's just caught Moses there with a hook, but it was more of
I've still got to watch him. So now I thought Kameda came on in the second half of the fight, but I haven't seen too many people say that Leo lost the fight, to be fair. I don't think it was a controversial decision.
I think it was 5-1, 4-2 after 6, and then it got a bit tight down the stretch.
Yeah, Kameda definitely did well in the second half of the fight.
Yeah.
But... Right then, Balogun getting towards the end of the first. No, Moses had him down very heavy, hand history vote, but not over. Balogun's very slow, or either that or Moses is very quick.
Yeah, it was one of those punches. It caught him around the back of the ear, the one that knocked him down, and you just wondered if he was going to have any balance about him when he got up. But he did, so fair play.
Yeah, it kind of fell face first as well.
Yeah, it was certainly one of those knockouts that could have and would have, you know, some heavyweights wouldn't have got up from that.
Yeah, fair play. But no, we're the first round's over and Balogun's made it out. For whatever that's worth. I'm not sure if he makes it out the second.
Just showing a knockdown again. He's already hurt from the first one, and the second one's just cuffing behind the ear. I think it scrambles his balance as much as it's with where it's landed, if that makes sense, mate. It's a massive shot, but it's just where it's landed.
They're going to do some form of a fill if Moses finishes this early.
Oh, over. Surely that is a huge right hand. Moses Itauma. Balogun is flat on his back.
Wow.
He's getting up, though. He's brave.
It's special, man, I'm telling you. Get him in there now. He doesn't need to be fighting Mike Balogun.
Balogun wants more. Balogun literally could have just gone out on his back, and he's cracked Moses. Moses back on the ropes. Mike Balogun is going to go out on his shield here. That's it. That's over. Good night.
Oh, that was a peach. Wow. Coming in, bang. He was coming straight on the
Shades
front
of Dubois on AJ in the 5th round.
Yeah, all of his forward momentum was straight into that right hand. Wow. 10-8 round 1 melt up to Moses, but this fight is
Romeo
finito.
Moses Itauma, special kids. I actually look.
He's going to be in some fun fights at the top level. Yeah, next one for me, Miles. McGregor against Collins is probably the most competitive, or the main event. Liam, the main event could be a cracker too.
So, mate, as I said when it landed, I said over when that first knockdown landed. Balogun could have gone out then. I mean, look at his head, eyes roll back in his head. He's done well to get up from that.
Yeah,
and then he's caught Moses. He's caught Moses with
He did. He actually went for it, like you said.
Oh, that finish!
I know even the second knockdown, the right hook, like. He's flat on his back, like you said at the time, and he still gets up. He's got heart, Mike Balogun. That is an insane KO.
Look at it. What makes it worse is he's so focused on the left hand, he's about to throw himself. He can't even see.
Just on the temple as well. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, wow. Moses is legit.
Look at this look between Darren Barker and Cole Frampton coming up in the seconds. That is... I said during the week, didn't I, that if he gets this done quickly, there's no reason why he's not on the Wembley card. I'm going to carry on saying that. Moses Itauma.
Well, that's what we said. He should be co-main. If they're going to do him and Bakoli, co-main event to Usyk Dubois, that's a fantastic fight.
Mate,
and it makes sense.
He should be on the Wembley card. Absolutely, there's no reason for him not to be. Like, he's got this done inside 2 rounds. So what is, there's no need to... Francis Warren rocking the bald-headed look. Clean shaven. That's a new Eddie. Jesus.
Yeah, I've only just seen that myself.
Yeah, so that's the first time I've seen it.
Moses got a big enough team.
I mean...
I'm done with them, though, Hand History Vault. I'm done with him. Like, he doesn't need them. He needs to be thrown in now. I'm telling you. I know he's 20 but he'll take Hunter out and he'll take Lawrence Okoli out. Or Okoli could stink the joint out against him, actually.
Yeah. Out of those two, I take Okoli because you can sell it on the narrative. He's a 2-time world champion, Olympic gold medalist. There's a narrative to sell it on. But I need to see Okoli come back and fight Riakporhe or someone like that next and actually see him have another heavyweight performance. Because what did we get in the first fight? Less than a round against that German pudding. We need to see.
Yeah. It's a pointless fight. Like, Bakoli's been vocal about it. Billy has. Moses has himself. Frank Warren has. There's nothing for me holding that fight back. Bakoli needs a big fight and a big win because he hasn't been great, obviously, in his last 2. Oh, nice one, Miles. Yeah, the Owen Cooper fight, Essuman, was unbelievable. One of my fights of the year last year. What a fight that was. In fact, Essuman had 2 of the top 3 British fights of the year last year.
Oh, Ben Vaughan was another one.
Ben Vaughan and Owen Cooper. Yeah, both. I think they were both voted in the top 3. I think the only other one that beat it was Wardley and Clark. I think that was the...
Wardley Clark won.
Wardley Clark won. Sorry, yeah, that was the one that beat it. That was unbelievable. Yeah, I feel your Hand History, but I do, honestly, but I think this kid's that good that I think we can bypass the Chisoras and the Ajabbas, honestly. I think we can bypass them.
Let's be really honest. So he's got a WBA and a WBO ranking belt on both his shoulders there, which tells you the 2 governing bodies he's highest ranked with. Bakoli's still ranked highly with the WBO after not getting the IBF final eliminator. That can probably become for a number 1 ranking.
Yeah, I agree.
Team Itauma will stay away from Fabio Wardley because he's in the same gym as Moses. So you can't have that fight.
Yeah. That ain't
one of them moves on. So the WBO route, Parker, you can make that for a number 1. Not Parker, sorry. Bakoli, you can make that for number 1. I mean, Parker is the interim champion. I think another year's time, and Moses and Parker will be a hell of a fight. Oh,
I agree. Hi, Pat. Hope you're well, mate. Yeah, it is. I agree. He's so good to watch, mate. He's brilliant. Sorry, Marek, we're not allowed to do that, my friend, but thanks for tuning in and joining us. Bakoli, if Bakoli ends, if he fights Toma next, yeah, potentially. That could be 3. Well, I know he drew to a Jagba, but 3 lackluster performances in a row for... I don't see Martin Bakoli beating Itauma. I don't.
Look, again, we need to rein it in because of the level of opponent. But everything we're seeing from Moses Itauma is, like Pat's just said, the way he throws his punches, the way he's improved.
Yeah, his speed and his technique, mate. That's the difference. He has something to offer that other heavy... And look, I know he's 20 years old, and I know he hasn't been cracked on the whiskers by an elite heavyweight yet. So we'll never truly know until he gets in there with top 5, top 10 heavyweight, whatever you want to call it. But all the signs are that he's going to be incredible.
I was at Moses Itauma's pro debut under Beterbiev and yard card when he blitzed away that fighter in 86 seconds. And even then, even though it was his debut, I remember sitting there watching this 18-year-old thinking his speed, like he was so fast. And I saw him against Deverenchenko in his third fight, the first time he didn't get an opponent out of there, where he went to 6 rounds. And he's shown he can box as well. Yes, that was against a certain level of opponent, but he's also shown when he needs to. He realised after 2 rounds of that Deverenchenko fight, he wasn't getting the stoppage. So he went to 6 rounds and he showed he could box that night. So I think if Moses has someone in there that he's not going to get out, say Bacoli proves too stubborn for him through the first 5, he can win a fight off of his jab as well.
Oh, he can. Yeah, he can box as well. There's no doubt about that. I wonder what the interviews consisting of.
I don't know. Is Frank Warren not there tonight?
I haven't seen any interviews with him all week, you know.
Nor have I. Obviously, I know Francis is like the manager of a lot of Queensberry's fighters.
Yeah, well, I know he's Moses.
I know he's Moses. He's Echoes as well. He's Moses and Echoes, and I think he was Alloys as well. So there's a few. He's looking out the ring. I don't know if he was just looking over to where Bacoli was.
Get Bacoli in the ring and get it done. Second round knockout for Moses Itauma. Meraki dropped him 3 times. Hang on a minute. He's looking out here, isn't he, for someone?
I've just said that, yeah. Nah, if he did, I think it was... Look, we haven't seen Moses call anyone out yet. I think
he's not
his personality.
What would you rather see? Bacoli all day long. Hand history, but not even a debate for me, that. Martin Bacoli all day long. Chisora's too slow, and you know he has to fight a certain opponent, in my opinion. Chisora, where he's at in his career, Moses ain't the guy to be fighting him. He'd just be too fast. Yes, Miles. What fight other than Wardley Clark do you think I should watch? God, there's loads. Watch Essuman against Vaughan, as Liam said. That was a really good fight as well. If you haven't watched Michael Conlan against Lee Wood, that was an incredible fight.
Usyk Fury won just for that 9th round. That's well worth watching if we're thinking recent times.
Yeah, if you're thinking fights last year, both better be Bivol fights. Unbelievable.
So Bivol 2 was this year, mate.
Sorry, yeah, it was.
It was February, Jesus. I know it's been...
sorry, they fought twice in 4 months, didn't they?
Miles, if anyone tells you to watch the card that happened in Times Square at the start of this month,
don't
do
it. Watch Garcia Haney instead of that.
Yeah, there's another one. We actually all had internet issues for some reason that night. I can't think why. We were gagging to get to
Oh dear, love it.
I mean, so there you go. They've just brought the stats out. Look, Balogun's thrown more punches, actually connected with more power punches, but Moses has been clinical enough. That just tells you. I mean, I know it's only 3 rounds, but Balogun's gone in there and had a go. But Moses,
he was worth coming over, but he was just outgunned, wasn't he? Simply. Hopefully, Liam. Hopefully, Collins McGregor is going to be very soon. Very soon.
As you said, it could be fight tonight. Collins McGregor, I think. Against what I've seen from a lot of people, McGregor's going to win. I think the momentum he's gained from beating Isaac Lowe, he's back in the mix now. And
Jay said he thinks McGregor wins. I think Collins will win. But look, it's an all Scotland derby in Glasgow, isn't it? It should be
raucous,
cracking. It should be a cracking fight. Yeah, hopefully it'll be on soon. But we'll wrap this one up here and join us for that one, and join us for Taylor versus Essuman in the main event. We'll definitely be around in there for that.